play. Lombardi walking in, going wide. Lombardi in front of the net. He scores! Goes, stands it up at the blue line nicely. Lombardi found the play. Lombardi walking in. Lombardi pulling, shooting, and scores! Amadeus Lombardi strikes first. It's 1-0 Firebirds here in the second. Touch pass back to Lombardi, left circle. He rips a shot, he scores! Amadeus Lombardi, a power play goal for Grand Rapids.
In the white jersey with Sammy Stange and Shai Buyam. Oh, here's a little bit of a Michigan type goal.
Amadeus Lombardi isn't the biggest name in the Detroit Red Wings prospect pool, but maybe he should be. Year after year, Lombardi has made a habit of proving people wrong, whether it's with his blazing speed, high-end offensive instincts, or reliable two-way play. From his early days playing AAA hockey in Toronto, to becoming a key offensive force in the OHL with the Flint Firebirds, and now adjusting to the pro game in the AHL with the Grand Rapids Griffins. His development has been nothing short of impressive. But the real question is, how far can he go? Can Amadeus Lombardi crack the Detroit Red Wings roster? And if so, how soon? Let's dive deep into his journey, his strengths and weaknesses, and what his NHL future could look like. If you enjoy this breakdown, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Red Wings content. Born on June 5, 2003, in Newmarket, Ontario, Lombardi's path to pro hockey wasn't exactly straightforward. Unlike most top prospects who dominate junior leagues from an early age, Amadeus Lombardi was a late bloomer. His first real exposure to high-level competition came with the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Ontario Junior Hockey League. But before that, he spent 3 years playing AAA with the Toronto Titans in the GTHL. At this point, nobody was really talking about Amadeus Lombardi as an NHL prospect. But that's when everything changed. The Flint Firebirds of the OHL saw something in Lombardi and decided to give him a chance to develop in one of the best junior leagues in the world. However, just as he was set to make his OHL debut in 2020, something happened that no one saw coming, and that was the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic not only delayed the OHL season multiple times, but ultimately canceled it entirely in April 2021. This meant Lombardi missed a full year of competitive hockey, a brutal setback for any young player. This is what Amadeus Lombardi had to say about it when talking on a live episode of the Wingwheel podcast back in January.
It was such a long year, especially because you know, it starts out with the season's going to be shortened, but we're going to have it. So you start training, and obviously I'm coming in there as a young guy, as a rookie, knowing that I need to have a big year in order to get drafted. You're super motivated, and you're working out, and then you have a Zoom call. They extend it again. I think they extended the season like 2 or 3 times, and then they fully canceled it. And every time they extended it, you know, you lose a little bit of hope. It was just such a long year for not being able to play the sport I love competitively. Obviously, you're going to these little behind the scenes skates and you're trying to get noticed and looked at. But at the end of the day, no team is going to pick a guy who hasn't played a game yet and was playing AAA hockey the year before, right? So going into the draft, I knew that I wasn't going to get picked. I knew that I wasn't going to get invited to a camp. I was more kind of preparing for that next year in Flint. And, you know, everyone has a path that they're destined to. And this has worked out for me so far. And I'm just super fortunate and grateful.
For most young players, missing a full season at such a critical stage would be such a disaster. But for Amadeus Lombardi, he used the time to train, refine his game, and come back even stronger. And when the OHL season finally resumed in 2021-22, Amadeus Lombardi wasted no time making up for the lost time. Amadeus Lombardi's first full OHL season in the 2021-22 season was his chance to showcase what he could do, and he made sure to take full advantage. He finished his rookie year with 59 points, scoring 18 goals and 41 assists in 67 games, and added 15 points in 19 playoff games. Not bad for a guy who hadn't played a real game in over a year. His breakout put him on NHL scouts' radars, but there were still concerns. Standing at 5'10" and weighing at 165 pounds, his size wasn't ideal for an NHL center. As a result, despite his strong season, he slid into the 4th round of the 2022 NHL Draft, where Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings scouting staff would select him 113th overall. And let's just say, Detroit may have found themselves a steal. After being drafted by the Detroit Red Wings, Lombardi would play in the OHL for the 2022-23 season, with something to prove as he absolutely lit up the OHL. He led Flint in scoring and set a franchise record for most points in a single season, finishing the season with 102 points, with 45 goals and 57 assists, in just 67 games. His playoff run was cut short in the first round, but he still managed to put up 7 points in 7 games. With back-to-back strong OHL seasons under his belt, the Red Wings rewarded him with a 3-year entry-level contract on December 23, 2022, which is a pretty good Christmas present that year. After finishing his OHL career and being eliminated in those 7 games, Lombardi got a brief taste of professional hockey at the end of the 2022-23 season, joining the Grand Rapids Griffins for 2 AHL games, where he recorded 1 assist. Heading into his first full AHL season in 2023-24, he had to adjust to the speed and physicality of the pro game. Despite the learning curve, he still put up a solid 26 points with 5 goals and 21 assists in 70 games, ranking him among the Griffins' rookie leaders in multiple categories. He also added a goal in the playoffs, showing he can step up in big moments. His first professional goal came on November 10th against the Toronto Marlies, a special moment as he officially began carving out his place in the Detroit Red Wings system. Like any young prospect, Amadeus Lombardi does have strengths to make him stand out, as well as areas where he needs improvement. I'm going to give you 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses from Amadeus Lombardi's game. Starting with the strengths, we're going to go with his speed and skating. Lombardi's agility and quick acceleration make him a nightmare for defenders. He can create space and exploit gaps in coverage with ease. And then there's his playmaking ability. His vision and hockey IQ allow him to set up teammates in prime scoring positions, making him a dangerous offensive weapon. Taking a look at the weaknesses now, we'll start off with his strength and physicality. Standing at 5'10" and 165 pounds, he needs to bulk up to compete against bigger and stronger NHL players. Improving his strength will help with puck battles and board play. And then there's his goal scoring. While he's an elite playmaker, his shot isn't as dangerous as it could be. Developing a more lethal release would make him an even more offensive threat. With the Detroit Red Wings' deep prospect pool, cracking the Red Wings roster won't be easy. But if Amadeus Lombardi continues his steady development, there's a few ways he could make his NHL debut. Starting off with a mid-season call-up in the 2025-26 season. If injuries hit the Red Wings forward group, Lombardi could get a shot as an energy forward in the bottom 6. His speed and two-way game make him an ideal candidate for a short-term role, kind of similar to what they tried to do with Carter Mazur this season before he got injured. And if Lombardi impresses during that mid-season call-up in the 2025-26 season, I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a full-time spot to start the 2026-27 season. Lombardi should be knocking on the door for a permanent NHL role by that time. His ability to play both center and wing could increase his chances of securing a roster spot. With one of the coolest names in the Red Wings prospect pipeline, Amadeus Lombardi continues to impress and carve his path closer to the NHL. But what do you think about Amadeus Lombardi? Does he have the skill set to become a future top 6 forward in the NHL? Or is he better suited as a middle 6 type of forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a great one. And as always, let's go Red Wings.